Anyways, okay. So I think we're finally ready to roll. We've been going for like 6 minutes already, but
Okay.
So audio was recording first. That camera is recording. That camera is recording. 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Hello. How's
Hi,
it
Matt.
going?
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Gabe. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
How's everybody doing? This is the Structurally Sound Questionable Content Podcast number 20. And this is the local business
Roaring
edition.
20s.
Yeah, see,
Roaring
we're just
20s.
talking about that.
That's what's up.
I'm sitting in the room with Gabe Hathaway and Amy Curtis. And Gabe is the, I don't know, I guess you're considered a CEO. You're an entrepreneur. You're both entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
I like to tell people that I'm the janitor because we wear many hats.
It is. You are the owner operator of Hathaway Knives, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So yeah, and they're I'll let you so it's a local knife company. You build
Absolutely.
knives. Yeah?
We make folding knives here in Casper. We make all the parts. Titanium, an integral titanium handle,
Okay.
which is unique because it's one solid piece, and then an S35 VN blade, which is just another blade steel, but it's a great one.
Okay.
It's really tough and kind of tricky to heat treat, but it comes out great if you do it right.
So you make. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No problem. Yeah.
So you mentioned titanium and then a different kind of metal. What kind? You said another kind of metal, steel or something like that.
Yeah, the blades are actually a steel.
The
and
blades are
it's
steel?
S35 VN.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which part of it is titanium?
the handle.
The handle. Okay.
And some of the hardware.
Okay.
Sometimes.
And fully integral, meaning that it's all one piece.
One solid piece.
Okay. And then you've got a really unique, what do I want to call it? Like a hinge design too, right? Where the little pin that goes through there, where the blade actually flips. You've got your little logo in there, like the neat little. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but we'll put pictures up on the screen.
Absolutely.
We have to get B-roll of your knives. Don't let me forget to do that.
Definitely.
Got to catch some B-roll of it. But
Definitely. It's a cool design. I kind of made it up just like I didn't want to redesign a knife that other
Okay.
people had made, so I didn't read any books about knife engineering.
Okay.
I just took it from all the engineering practical experience I'd gained from like mud motors and machining parts and the different steels and what was incredibly tough and what wasn't,
Okay.
and just evolved it from there.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we're out of pretty much anything that's used in the oil field now,
Okay.
of like titanium and
Yeah.
17.4 stainless opposed to this other stuff. But it was like, if this is tough enough to drill a hole like that, it's tough enough to be this pin in this knife.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I just kind of started there.
Okay, that I think that's what I was looking for, is the pin in the knife, because do you have one on you? Do you have your knife on you? Awesome.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find the Saros, but I have the
Okay.
Anura.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen this one yet either. This is I've seen it on the internet, but I haven't actually seen it in person yet. What's this thing right here? This little.
That's just the pivot that goes all the way through. Every
Yeah,
knife
okay.
has to have something that it rides on there.
Yeah. Right.
There's two bearings that are sandwiching the blade, and yeah,
Okay.
that's what holds everything together right there.
Huh. Okay. And I just like it's like a custom bit pattern in there. Like, do you need a special tool to get that out of there?
That is actually just
Is it just an Allen wrench?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
a regular Allen wrench, and then
it's just got like these little notches on each point.
I
It's
drilled
just
those
designing
out.
it.
It
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to kind of like add a unique flair and to get the material out of the corners so
Okay.
that an Allen wrench could even fit in there.
Oh, okay.
A lot of my design is based around functionality. It was like it had to be this way, and then I kind of back off from there. And
So this handle, this is the part that's titanium. This is titanium, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And then the blade is the steel.
yep.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And the silver parts you were pointing to are also steel. They're just stainless steel.
Okay. Okay.
So
And the blade is not stainless steel.
it's like a step down from that. It's
okay.
really, really corrosion resistant.
Okay.
But it's not
Not
stainless.
like classified stainless steel? Okay.
Stainless is not an ideal blade. Like, they make
Really?
a lot of stainless steel knives, but they're not as hard generally.
Huh. Dude, that's smooth. I like that. That's a nice pivot. It's a
They've-
good pivot.
Yes.
We've really made some tiny changes in the last month. We've been making them for 2 years.
Okay.
It's been huge. And like, I realized some stuff this morning. Even we went to the shop before we came here to change the machine and get it running again. And it was like, just little things you can change, like to make it smoother and smoother.
Sure. And I assume that it's kind of the same thing that falls in line with being a musician, like there's being a recording engineer. The song is never, what's the saying? It's songs are never, or mixes are never finished. They're only abandoned. Like
there you go.
They're never done, but you get to a point where it's like, okay, I need to move on from this.
This is good for
it's
now.
good. It's good enough, and I need to move on from it. So yeah,
we're close to a point where we could maybe not make a change for a while.
Okay,
but I've got a few like pivotal changes that need to happen before.
I got you.
And we just had this conversation yesterday.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So pivotal changes as far as like things that not revealable stuff yet, or
no,
just...
just like a blade track that lets the knife function a little better in a fidgety way, and just little enhancements that really have nothing to do with the functionality of what this knife is. It's like, are they needed? Probably not in a tool sense.
In the grand scheme of things, yeah, probably not.
But when I'm really trying to meet this line of some people never even cut with them. They just want to buy it, and they want it to be a flawless artwork timepiece.
Yeah.
That.
I know people that collect knives for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad used to collect knives, so he had a decent little stack of stuff that he bought from TV and things like that.
And I've always, like, if I buy a knife, I'm gonna carry it and cut with it and use it and test it. And I tried to make my knives users, like where you could cut with it no matter what. Yeah. Take it out and actually use it. Yeah. And not worry about it.
Multifunctional tool or
absolutely.
Two, as in like you could cut. I mean, I'm sure it's not just designed for one type of cutting. It'll cut multiple things. Mm-hmm. Hell, if you find yourself in the woods and need to cut some meat, I'm sure it would do the job, right?
Yeah, it's fun to find the proper tool for a cutting job, but it's also cool to have one tool that does a lot. Great.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now that I have the Saros and the Anura, I'm grabbing one for a specific task and the other for another. Yeah. It's just always going to be that way.
Okay. Yeah. But it's cool that you have two designs now. I remember when you just had the first one and how long it took you to get figure that one out. You spent a lot of time,
and
a lot
it's
of hours.
Still evolving.
Yeah. You said.
And like when I made the Anura up, it changed the Saros, and now like those changes went into the Saros, and some things went back into the Anura, and so it's like they just make each other better.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It's cool, man. It's awesome to see you progressing. We'll talk more. I'm not kidding you guys. I have like four pages of questions here that I'm going to ask you.
Awesome.
I scoured the internet and just like took down some, like some entrepreneurial questions, and then threw in a couple of my own that I was thinking of while I was writing them down. So we'll get into that stuff eventually. And I think some of those questions in there ask about like product specifications and custom orders and things like that. So we'll talk about that. But it's awesome because I know that you can anodize the handles in different colors and all sorts of stuff, right? I mean, it's not like a one size fits all thing.
They're all very, very custom in that.
Yeah.
And we're kind of moving just on that topic. Like I was doing like specifically what people wanted, but I found that people were getting like a blander product because they didn't really know what to ask for.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to try and like make knives, make them as awesome as I can, and then sell those knives.
Okay.
So moving away from custom orders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And like
kind of like, these are the knives that I'm making. If you like this one, it's available to buy.
Yeah.
Or you can wait for the next one and whatever.
And you'll get way cooler stylings out of that than like a blue knife or...
Yeah, the more customizing that was done to the knife, it seemed like the quality just like...
It started to slip?
Because it was taking so much out of him too, like, instead of just...
Oh, sure, yeah, because you're worried so much about getting all the details right for the order that you start to focus too much on that stuff and lose sight of the fundamental stuff, I can imagine, that totally makes sense, definitely. Cool. Well, yeah, and then Amy, you've been on the podcast before. Actually, you were on like episode 2 or something. Yeah, so that was cool. That was back when we were on that side of the room, and we were just in front of the computer screen. And look at how far we've come. We got high definition cameras,
look at these chairs.
And multiple micro. By the way, everyone, I don't know if you can see this, but this is a foosball coffee table. Okay, thank you, Derek Roderick. Shout out. You won't ever see this, but there's a foosball table inside this coffee table, and it's amazing.
Thank you, Derek Ryan.
Yeah. But yes, you are also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You're still doing your Wiggles and Whiskers.
Yes.
Wiggles and Whiskers.
Pet
and that's
sitting.
Pet sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
How has that been going with the recent, with the state of things the way they are? You don't have to get specific about it, but.
With COVID.
Yeah.
We took a hard hit.
Demonetized.
Yeah. We took a really, really hard hit, but it is coming back around.
Yeah, I can imagine stuff like that because I know in-home caretaking and stuff like Becca does. That industry is really like struggling too because rates are going up. First of all, rates are going up, so caretakers aren't allowed to pay for their providers anymore, or their clients aren't allowed to pay for their providers anymore because the rates are going up. And it's getting harder and harder as regulations get stricter on it. Well, hopefully they're starting to loosen up now. But it really started to slow down there for a while because no one knew. It was like, can I even go into these people's houses? I mean, a lot of them are,
Am
older.
I at risk? Am I putting them at risk?
Exactly. Yeah, and a lot of them are older and have compromised immune systems and things like that. So it's like it's been wild. So I can.
Well, and mine was more like people weren't leaving town.
Yeah.
So
okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
people weren't traveling because of the So everyone's staying home. Nobody needs in-home pet care.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean.
So almost a year later, like I got slammed. Like, Gabe could tell you, like I've had nothing because I've just, got back into full-time work, whatever.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, you're kind of like joining forces here, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And helping him out with that. So cool.
Yeah. And that's been a thing for a while. But yeah, so like
Yeah, so you said you got slammed with
business? Pet sitting.
Yeah.
Yes, this weekend. Out of nowhere.
This weekend?
So,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Which is great, but that just means like it's taken a year for things to recover.
Yeah. 2020 was
it was awful.
2020 was drunk.
Yes. Go home.
Yeah, 2020 needs to go home. It was drunk. So a couple of entrepreneurs sitting in the room, and I just kind of wanted to have a little bit more structured version of what we're doing this time around, because the last podcast I did was our Thanksgiving podcast, and it was just me and the boys, and Lane's wife was in here, and Becca was in here, and we were bullshitting. That was a good one. It was fun. It wasn't a whole lot of structure, so there wasn't a whole lot of like like interaction or anything like that. So I want this one to be a little bit more informative.
Okay.
A little bit more professional.
But
I'm excited.
All right, that's it. Have a good one, guys. Let's see how many times I can do that before we're done here.
Oh, goodness.
So I scoured the internet, wrote down some questions, and these are just questions for entrepreneurs. And I just want to ask, and we'll talk about it and see, find out what your guys' opinions are.
Make up some answers.
I've never owned a business before, and you guys both do that now.
Well, the truth is like before
that was good.
Was that we didn't, and we're just like really tackling every task as it comes along. With that same mindset of from A to B, I'm going to figure this out, and sometimes things get really complicated. Yeah, and you just keep working through it. Yeah.
You just keep pushing.
Well, because there's not another option, right? So there's either quit or figure it out.
Yep.
So
for sure.
And if you quit, you lose a lot of money. Turns out.
True.
It's true.
Very true.
So we'll start on.
Or you could save a lot of money. Depending on your strategy.
Depending on what your situation is. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I'm just going to be a drifter. I'm out. Like, I'm selling all my stuff. I'm just going to
I think I'm going to make more money by never turning the machine on again. I'm just going to rock
2 GoPros and just carry them around with me everywhere I go. And I'm just going to send the cards off to National Geographic, and hopefully they end up in a documentary somewhere. That's my life now. That's going to be actually.
It will.
Hey. That's my idea. Don't anybody steal that. Yeah. That's my idea. If that ever actually makes it out there. Okay, we'll start on Hathaway Knives, because that's kind of, I'm interested in your business, man, a lot.
I appreciate it.
Dude. The plugs thing.
Mm-hmm.
How's that coming? Have you done any?
I haven't done any design on it, but
Okay.
I did measure the plugs that you gave me.
How are they? Because I was thinking about that this morning. Are they accurate? Are they actually 7/8?
They're super close.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, they actually are really close.
I wasn't sure how close
they're
they
not
were.
as round as they were probably round to begin with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like there's some variation because I measured in a few points.
Okay.
But
It's interesting that they're not super round. 'Cause
Yeah,
I've
you'd think.
I've never worn them, but they have moved
this
around
is
a lot.
like
so.
they're round to the eye.
Right. Yeah.
You
They're
know,
circle. Yeah,
it's-
definitely.
They're out of round within a stack of 2 hairs.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Okay. So they're close. They're super.
It's
Yeah.
a very small
Okay.
measurement.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning. Actually, I was like, because they're factory made and they're just mass produced. I'm not sure like how accurate they are because I know those things are just going through. They're just a
They're
rod.
a stamped tin.
Yeah. They're just going
I
down
don't
the
know if
line.
they're
and getting-
tin, but they're a stamped metal.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
Definitely just like a press that's just pushing them out.
I have some super cool ideas though. The plugs
Cool.
are going to be awesome.
I'm fucking stoked on that, dude. I'm
Yeah.
actually really psyched about that. I was
They're-
thinking about that this morning for sure.
It's going to be a really cool thing, and I think Sage can make like a really cool box for it to go in.
Okay.
It's going to be a cool
Sage.
little.
Sage.
Sage's Hate Laser Works.
Yeah, I was like, well, who is Sage? Okay.
He's been helping out too.
Okay.
He made the Hathaway Knives boxes
Okay.
that the products are coming in, and we've now evolved to having like foam inserts for those boxes.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
It's kind of like a step above the cloth that I was wrapping them in. I liked the cloth a lot.
Yeah.
And it was like wrapped and marked kind of with a cross because the wrapping was in that shape. And I liked that a lot, but it was like another step to have to do.
Sure.
And
The box is
Well,
just.
the box is nice.
They're
'cause
nice.
If the box falls back in line with that whole collector side of it, right? So
Yes.
the box gives you something to kind of display it in and keep it in
Yeah.
if you're one of the people that just wants it as a nice piece, right?
for sure.
So, and I think I saw someone did an unboxing the other day.
Joey.
Was that Joey?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he did an unboxing on it, and I saw the box. I was like, that looks good, man. Looks
I'm
really
loving
nice.
the box. And he's changed it even since then, and so it's evolved even since
Cool.
then.
Sage
And
is awesome.
He works for what is the place now?
He started, it's Hate Laser Works.
Hate Laser Works.
His
huh?
name is Sage Hate.
Oh, okay.
And he got himself a laser, and I went to school with him,
Okay.
and through drafting classes
Huh.
and stuff like that, he touched base. And when I was offering more like machining services, I went out to his day job and offered machining services to them.
Oh.
And then he eventually said, "Hey, I got this laser." He brought me a Saros, a lasered out Saros out of wood
Nice.
with a magnet on it. And was
Nice.
like, if you need, things made,
That's pretty sick.
And so he's
a
made me
lasered
some
out
cool
Saros.
stuff. Yeah,
That's
for
awesome,
sure.
dude.
it's way cool. It's magneted to the toolbox.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
Shop decoration.
Well, yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that laser work. It's those things I never think about. Like laser working never
Right.
crosses my mind.
It's a thing.
It's a
just
crazy thing.
Cutting
Yeah.
with light.
Yeah. Oh,
No big deal.
it's like water jets too. Like, just cutting this 3/4 inch block of steel with, water.
Water.
Just with water.
Yep.
No big deal.
It's wild.
It's crazy, man. That CNC machine is nuts. The one that's out of your shop.
It's
is
pretty
fucking
neat.
Crazy.
It's a fascinating technology.
So many moving parts, man. Just in that one big central unit thing. Like, there's so many moving parts in that thing alone.
And so simple when you think of like that it's all on one rod that drives this way, another that goes this way, and a third.
Yeah.
And like
It's like a crane game basically, and it's just like on a grid.
those encoders are pretty sophisticated.
It's amazing. It's
But-
really, really amazing. They're doing and on those machines now, they're doing like the computers that are on those have like full blown operating systems in them now, don't they? Like they're straight
yeah.
up computers, right?
Mine has Windows.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy, dude. I remember when my dad was doing CNC machining for Woodworker Supply. He ran
Yeah.
CNC machines out there. They were pretty analog. Like they were
wow.
definitely like black and green text screen.
Strictly
like,
NC reading,
yeah, like binary kind of crap.
numeric control reading.
Yep.
Crazy.
So it was like one of those things where if your math wasn't exactly perfect, like
Which is the way she sees me fight things. And the technology adds a whole different level of like, I didn't change anything, and I've cut 90 blades, and then all of a sudden my program won't work.
It's wild.
And it'll be throwing an error code, and you have to go in and find out how to eliminate it, but also without compromising your strategy of how you're removing the metal, you know. And so it can become very frustrating at
It's very
2:30 in the morning.
Oh, dude. Oh,
very
I bet
complicated.
When you're like,
well, when you've been there for 14 hours, 15, 16 hours
when
already.
you like set a goal, you're like, I want this next part running before I go home, and then you run into all these problems, and before you know it, you're like 4 hours past when you thought you were gonna leave, and so dinner is now 4 hours past.
Oh yeah, and it throws off your whole schedule. Definitely.
Yeah,
What about
you're
like?
just
Do you ever? Sorry, again, don't mean to interrupt.
No worries.
Do you ever run into a situation where you, like you said, you set something to run overnight, and then you go home, and then you come back the next morning, and it's fucked up?
Oh yeah.
Like after hours and hours of something, you come back in and you're like, oh.
Ideally, it's not fucked up in a way that like the machine crashed. You know,
right?
Thank
that's
God.
worst case scenario.
Yeah.
We came in this morning to a broken tool.
Oh, okay. Most time is it just like broken bits and stuff like that? Or?
Some of the bits I use are very, very small, and the nature of the way you use them is you just use them till they break, basically. Because unless, I mean, sometimes. And this one was gone. Yeah. So we changed the program and the process to do things a little differently to hopefully be a little less hard on that bit.
Okay.
To let it go a little longer. And like this one is having to do with chip removal. Like the chips are piling up and causing a problem.
Oh, really?
It's a process. It's a process.
Well, I mean,
I don't think people.
Those machines, again, like I'll say it again, those machines are technological like masterpieces. It's incredible what they can do, man.
It was easy to get attracted to the trade for the machines alone. Yeah. I was just fascinated by the technology and like the level of precision and the clean, that it could even fit together that precise.
Yeah, exactly. It's incredible, dude. Those machines are wild. It's just part of that technology stuff. It's like watching a manual transmission car. For me, like the transmission on a car makes absolutely no sense to me. It's an engineering marvel. When you see one cut in half and you watch how many wheels are in there, like the clutch goes in and it moves this thing and the wheel comes up and it moves back and all the teeth sit in perfectly and then it just throughout this whole sector
on the go,
at super high RPMs, like everything is just like moving and like there's like 58 different little cogs and wheels in there and I'm like, I don't get that.
And they just get better and better.
Somebody came up with the idea for that thing, and now it's literally a modern standard. Like you have to have it. It's so wild, dude.
It's pretty cool, and I believe that it can be rethought.
It definitely
with the newer transmissions that are like 10 speeds.
I was gonna say, look at your truck. Your truck versus my car. My car is a 5-speed manual. Your truck is a 10-speed automatic, and they have the same size engine in them. Like
it makes sense.
It's wild, dude.
Yeah,
fuel economy, man. It's just like mountain bikes and stuff. That's why you have multiple gears on a mountain bike, so it's easier to pedal. Gotta get up that hill. Yeah, gear down. All right, let's get into it. Question number 1: how did you get your idea or concept for the business?
It's funny because.
And also, precursor, if you don't feel comfortable answering a question, just tell me.
I'm not taking my pants off.
We'll just move. All right, let me
just cross it. Number 16 off.
My bad. Okay, anyways.
The idea, I thought about making a lot of different stuff. I knew I had to make something. It's what I had put my life towards and trained, and I became a machinist, and it was time to make my own company, and what was I going to make?
Sure.
And I carry a knife every single day and have since the band days.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Have a knife around for working with tape or cords or zip ties. And when you're without one, you're toast,
I usually have a box knife on me, like a switchable box knife on me, just for that same reason.
Just to cut.
I got to cut something. There's something in the way. It's good for scraping stuff if you need to get, multifunctional.
Yeah, yep. For real. And I thought maybe I could make mountain bike parts, and there was some real potential there.
Really?
But it was like, I think for the region and for the type of people that I think I could appeal to on a personal basis like that, the knives were the way to go.
Definitely a bigger market for that, I think, for sure. Yeah, in this area, absolutely. Now,
Absolutely.
If you're setting up shop in Colorado, it might be a different story. But
well, and like once we get this manufacturing ball rolling,
Yeah.
I will produce some mountain bike parts, and it'll be awesome.
That'll
and
be
even
cool.
if it's just for my bike and Amy's bike, and then your bike and
Yeah.
my dad's bike,
yeah,
I really love to make parts.
That's cool.
And so there's a lot of satisfaction to me to like I made this.
Yeah.
Even when they sucked, I was like pretty psyched on it.
yeah, for sure. It's just nice it's nice to see the finished result and go, yeah, I created that.
Yeah.
Out of these programs and these mathematical equations and all this it's super advanced technology and shit.
That all falls away. It's like a song, dude.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you don't see that the mid was turned up to 75%.
Right,
You
yeah.
know, you just hear that it sounded really
It
nice.
sounded nice, yeah. It sounds comfortable to the ear, and it plays well and moves well through the song and things like that. Yeah, I definitely do. I totally get that. So you just it was like a region-based thing, but it's cool. It's cool.
Well,
that
and
you,
I wanted to make stuff that Casper wasn't making, materials that Casper wasn't cutting.
Are you the only knife maker in like Wyoming? Is that...
No, there's a lot of knife makers in Wyoming.
Okay.
A lot of talented guys. I think I'm one of the only folding knife makers.
The other guys are all just like
that
handle,
I bumped into
like blade handle
on
kind
a
of thing.
regular.
Okay.
I'm sure some people out there have made them.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to reach out, I'd love to talk to them.
Okay.
But I've met a lot of fixed blade guys,
Okay.
and like I really love fixed blade knives in their appeal, but like in my everyday life, it has to fold and go into a pocket and be not noticed.
It's more convenient. It's just really,
Yeah.
really convenient. Yeah. I've
And-
always. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
It was basically based around that, I'd like to
Yeah.
make fixed blades someday, but we're at capacity,
Fixed blade. That's what that is. Okay.
and so
Have
we're gonna
a-
get there.
A lot on the plate.
Where I think a fixed blade Saros could be like really super cool.
Do you
know?
ever see yourself owning more than one CNC machine?
Oh yeah.
We're in the process.
I mean, I'm sure
now.
you see yourself owning
Yeah.
one,
Oh, yeah.
obviously, but like realistically, yeah.
Just completely at capacity, and my one machine is the bottleneck.
Yeah.
And I think I owe 34 knives right now, and so like I'm selling way more than I'm producing, so I have to.
Yeah.
I see more machines and I see people helping.
Uh-huh.
And so
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
get there.
Yep. And that's another one of those things that'll come with time, man.
Yeah,
But-
it's been a real grind, and it's like we
He's
need
just like
we need it
No, it
6
really
months
has.
ago.
Amy just
but,
keeps she's just over there just like it's a process, you
It
guys.
is. It is. You have
Right.
no idea.
I have a very
But he
small,
does good. He
very
does
small
really
version
well.
of the idea because I've been in there and taken a lap or two and seen the process, but
And-
not the in depth version. So
I'm thankful that we get better.
Yeah.
Like
And
if there's a problem, you think about it until you find a new way.
Mm-hmm.
And
man, that's me with engineering every single day with audio engineering.
Absolutely.
There's always something, There's always something, and it's cool to go back and listen to old mixes that I've done, and like a lot of them aren't that bad, but it's cool to listen to them and go, oh yeah, okay, so like, clearly I didn't know about this little trick that I've
Yeah.
learned, and obviously I didn't know about this little thing over here, and I didn't have this split the right way, and that. So it's cool to just go back and like evaluate and go, oh yeah, okay, and you can really like that's how you can gain your improvement, right? Or like
oh, for sure.
it's
Yeah,
it's
you
cool.
gotta learn.
Yeah,
It's all learning.
you can gauge
I
your
did a
improvement that way.
lot of parts making where I was making the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And the only way to improve those was just the process.
Okay.
Like I can improve how I'm making it to cut out time.
Yeah.
And now we have that aspect with being able to change any piece
Oh, okay.
in any way. And you're
Okay.
like, it's a lot, but we're getting there.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it's a process. We lost my front camera there, so it's pretty much just you guys on this one now. So we'll get through these here. I'm not sure how much time we have left. Whatever.
No
What
sweat.
time is
dude.
it?
Let me look at the top of this.
Do
really
we
quick.
even know what time it is? I don't know where my phone went.
Oh, we got some time on this one still. It's still got a decent amount of battery, so we're good on that one for at least a minute.
Sorry, it's focusing all on the knives.
Yeah. Sorry. It is 11:20 a.m.
Okay.
What time is your client?
I need to leave at noon.
You need to leave here at noon.
Yeah.
Okay. We're. I mean, we're.
And then we can Catan after.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
down with that.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna stick around and play some some board games, possibly some video games. I don't know. I got Mario Kart back there, you guys. I'm just
throw it
saying,
down. We need to start on the foos table. Or, I did already win. So
bro. We're not. That's win. You can call
Don't
that
cheat.
You can call that a win if you
Cheat.
want.
I didn't put my laptop on the foosball table.
I'm not the one running a
Gabriel.
podcast here, okay? When did you charter the business?
October of 2018 was when I bought my machine.
Okay.
And I had the business going for a little while before that.
Okay.
Of just like,
So you've been...
there was quite a bit of
19, 20.
infrastructure that had to be in place in order to buy the machine.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not a small machine.
No.
So you've been in business a little over a couple of years.
Yeah.
Cool. Good.
Feels good.
So are you the sole employee, or do you consider like Amy an employee? I mean, we don't have to get in payroll or anything, but like...
Not at all a paid employee, but an absolute employee in the sense that she contributes. My dad does quite a bit. Like
Okay.
he'll come out and chop some stuff up on the saw.
Oh, cool.
And like sweep and do things that like are real energy drains for me.
Yeah. That's nice.
And I'm like always working when they're working. Amy does a lot of awesome like support and like shipping stuff.
Cool.
And,
Yeah.
keeping
Food.
Gabe alive.
Food.
Yeah.
Bringing him food.
I'm the gopher.
Making sure that I ate.
Yeah,
It's really helpful.
definitely.
Yeah.
He's busy.
And then Maya,
Oh yeah.
who's really the ace of everything.
Dude, you gotta have your mascot, man.
For
Gotta have your
real.
mascot. I got the pep dog going for that.
Yep.
Are you looking to hire employees in the future? Like again, like
We need
do you
help.
see yourself
Help.
owning machines? Yeah.
Help.
We need help. I want this to go to the stars, so
Okay.
I need lots and lots of knives made.
Yeah.
You know,
well, like
I
you said,
really
you're like
want
you're like
my-
34 back or something right now, right? Or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, I really want the design perfect, and once I can create, I don't know, I think I can sell most of the knives I can make, and so...
Have any qualifications for a potential employee? Just in case, anyone's watching and they're like,
For
hey,
sure.
I could help them out.
A whole lot of try hard
Yeah.
is about the main component. I can teach the machining stuff and the tolerances and
Sure.
that kind of thing. It was the strategy that was taken with me,
Yeah.
and so I know it. But really, like, it would be cool to find somebody who was ideal, but I almost have to give up on that.
Right, yeah.
You know,
and just get someone in
and
there that
just
you
get-
can train,
yeah.
basically, and help you out.
The
It's not a... it's
drafting experience is awesome because then you understand numbers a little bit,
Yeah.
but like that's not the only way to gain that. Prereqs are just a hard thing for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because like, if you're smart and you really thought
Most-
knives were cool, you
most
probably
people-
have it.
Yeah, most people can be trained, too. That's the thing. Like, people are definitely
And mistakes
trainable.
will be made.
It's human error, man.
I still mess up.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I mess up at my job every once in a while. I've been there for 6 years, so...
Yeah.
Humans.
Let's see. Where do we got here? Let's see. We know what service or products you manufacture. We talked about that. Again, we'll get some B-roll when we're done here, and we'll put it on like a nice surface or something like that. And while we're talking about your knives, while I'm looking at it, I'll throw some B-roll up over the top. Like I'll overlay it over the top of it so everyone can see it.
I love that.
Get a good look at what you got going on. Let's see. Do you use a professional accountants and attorneys, or is it? Or you?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
I reference
I thought that was an
them.
interesting question.
I'm like too poor.
Yeah.
No, but I do. I consult them and use them and owe them money all the time.
Smart, man.
So-
I mean, it's smart. They are a lot of times they're smarter than I am with finances and that kind of stuff. So, let's see. What made you choose your current location, city, state, place of business?
Casper is the home.
We live here.
Yeah.
Easy enough, right?
It would have been hard to move. No, I definitely thought. But
that's the thing,
You're
it's
going to
not-
make an aerospace machine shop. Take it to northern Colorado.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of lifestyle things there that benefit me really, really well. A lot of things that would aid in the machining side of the business, aid in my personal life.
Sure.
But I'm very passionate about Casper, and I love this place to death. And
Same, dude.
I love the people to death, and I believe that we can just change here.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's starting to already. We're starting to see a
Yeah.
little
Oh,
bit of that.
absolutely.
So,
Huge.
Yeah.
and like in a good way for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about that. Definitely. Have you ever turned down a client,
I do.
and why? You don't have to explain if you don't want to. It's not a big deal.
Machining
Don't have to name
clients
names.
come often. Oftentimes you turn them down because you just can't fit their part perfectly.
Okay.
And so you just kind of have to...
So not necessarily always with blades, just, someone comes to you and says, I need parts
this
made.
made.
Oh, I see.
If it's something I could make for, I'm gonna do it. Not right now because I can't, because my machine is just busy. But there for a while, that was the way I was trying to push it.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
And I don't know. I'd rather make my own parts.
Fair enough. I mean, you bought the machine, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's your machine. Make what you want to make, obviously.
And it took like the ignoring kind of those customers in order to do it.
Yeah. You had a thing going on
Had
with
to focus.
You had that thing going on with a certain sports company. I don't know. we don't have to bring it up or anything. And with the plaques or whatever. Yeah.
Just frustrating stuff.
Apparently, they completely dicked you over on that. So
They paid me.
oh, did they pay you? Okay,
So I can't say they did that.
Okay, fair enough.
It was a stressful 2 weeks over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right. Let's see. There. That's a good one. What are some of the mistakes you wish you could have avoided, if any? And what did you learn?
All of them.
I just constantly make mistakes.
No, if I
Every
wouldn't
day.
have made the mistakes, I wouldn't have learned.
Definitely.
I wouldn't be where I'm at. Every mistake I wish I could have avoided.
Yeah, for sure.
I've trusted too much. I've
Yeah.
trusted some people in some big ways, and I got burned really bad. And so that's some of my lawyer work that I'm doing now.
Gotcha.
Of pursuing what they stole from me.
Oh.
And if I didn't...
Whoa, we're gonna talk about that off because I don't know if I know what you're talking about. Or not.
yeah, I can tell you about it.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk
a lot
about
of
that.
money in parts that I made for someone that they just didn't pay for, and it was partially my fault for the way I did business.
Was it a recent thing?
No.
Oh, huh. I wonder if I have heard about it. I don't know. We'll talk about it, but yeah, I want to hear
It
more
was
about
like
that.
well over a year ago.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. Like, if you don't make mistakes, what's there to learn from, right? So
Right.
you're gonna have to fuck up.
They
every now
hurt
and then.
every time.
It sucks. Yeah, big time. Definitely.
But the important ththing is to like
Just learn from it. And move
recognize
forward, right?
a change that could be made and implement that change.
Yep. It's just like, just a couple months ago, last month, 2 months ago, something like that. Records has been working on a new album, and I had all our scratch tracks ready to go, and we were ready to have Lane come in and start laying down drum tracks for everything. Guitars were recorded, like vocals were on everything. The songs were done. We were just getting ready to retrack, right? Like have everybody come in and like lay down the final takes.
Yeah.
And I was going through one weekend and clearing up space on my computer, and I found inside of Cubase, the recording program that I use, there were a bunch of empty files and empty folders. Like, you'd go and click on them, it was like Audio 5, and you'd go and click on it, click on the folder, nothing in this folder. Okay, cool, so I don't need that folder. Boop, delete it. So I went through and deleted like 30 folders that just didn't have anything in them. And then I went back in to open my projects, and nothing was in them. They were completely gone.
Yeah.
So we got to start from scratch. So that was fun. Yeah.
That's gnarly.
We
sucks.
I had only been working on that for like 8 months or something. It wasn't that. Yeah,
That's
my
so
killer,
Lord.
dude.
So that was fun.
Sometimes,
I'm
Matt, you can
sorry.
reset your...
I tried to roll back. I tried to do everything I could, but because I deleted those files and then I immediately went to the recycle bin and deleted them from there. So once you do
gone,
that,
yeah.
they're fucking gone.
They're
There's
gone.
nothing you can do. So yeah, so we got
That
screwed. We got screwed.
sucks.
So I learned that now you keep everything. Apparently, you just don't throw
Delete
anything away.
nothing.
Back
Nothing.
up often.
Don't tell Gabe
The
that.
thing there was probably, and you may know this, but if
Don't
you
tell
go
me that.
in files though, it's like a thing.
It's weird.
No, I believe you.
Because if you go to the bottom and select like file types,
Yeah,
there was files in there.
yeah.
They just weren't showing.
They weren't showing
because
for.
you're just saying I only want to see.
Yep. Well, and even like I'm sure because those files at one point, even if they don't have anything in them now, they still had something in them at one point. So there's some sort of
It's
linkage.
part of the path.
Yep. To open everything up, and you took that part out, and now the path goes. Oh, wait a second. How do I get over there? This part's missing. Like. So yeah, so learn that lesson. Every project I do from now on will have its own external hard drive, and it makes a lot of sense because every producer that I watch on the internet, they have literally cabinets of external hard drives
Okay.
stacked.
Makes sense.
From all the bands that they've recorded, and it's like, oh, you guys keep them on a hard drive because
Smart.
there's a shitload of files.
Gotcha.
Smart. Okay, so that's
For real.
So I learned that. That was
All
that
right.
was
Well, and
that was
kind of nice if you can just like
not the worst thing in the world. It's not like,
dedicate
and it's not like I can't just it's not like I don't have a space created to just do that all the
Sure.
time, anyways. But it's just the time consuming part of it. Did all that damn work and then I can't find it. It's like, oh, nice, thanks
that's
guys.
the worst, dude.
That sucks so bad.
Again, partially my fault. I shouldn't be that mad, but whatever. How did you know when you had the right idea? Mm-hmm.
It's more of making your idea the right idea, if I was pushing anything, I'd be pushing it this hard. But
I like
the knives fit me really well. Like, I really, really like them. The first time I ever sketched a knife was in kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And, like, my grandpa, Charlie Hathaway, was this, like, ultra gentleman who had to carry a knife. And, like, if you didn't have your knife, you weren't prepared. Not for any kind of self-defense, but more of a tool.
Like what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Cutting,
Just a
scraping,
tool.
whatever.
Yep.
And I wanted his name on it,
Yeah,
and
fair
so
enough.
it was just like, it just fit really, really well.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'd
you-
say the same about my business. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. How did you know? That's how you knew also?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep.
I could let's ask you a question off of here.
Okay.
I could ask both of you this one.
Ooh.
What did you do for work before deciding to own your own business?
I was a dental assistant for 8 years since COVID happened. Went back to the dental field, but now I do dental insurance.
Okay.
So did the dental assisting thing. So it's been great though to have like the in-back experience to bring up front with like how it coordinates with patient insurance and all of that stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Is dental insurance more clerical then? Than like, are you doing more clerical stuff then
Oh,
and
yeah.
less assistant type of
yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't do assistant stuff at all.
Oh, that's nice.
I am on the phone.
Do you like that more?
Yes.
Good.
Recently got to stop wearing scrubs.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a big deal.
Which
Yeah.
was
It
huge.
is. I know.
Becca just recently started wearing scrubs for her job,
Okay.
and she actually really likes it.
A
Because,
big deal
Yeah.
in another way.
Yeah, right. It's just a
Awesome.
big deal. Another. She was like,
Yeah.
these are awesome. They're like big pajamas, and you can get them
Right.
as dirty as you want. And just
Yep.
wash them. Like, yeah,
Yep.
You
that's-
know what you're
for
going to
sure.
wear the next day.
Yeah, there's no like uniform. You
That's
just,
actually just the way I dress. T-shirts and jeans.
Like, that's hey, I got you, bro. I got the memo.
It's a uniform.
I actually have 2 monitors at my desk.
There you go.
And I told Gabe I
Boom.
was so ecstatic on my 2 monitors.
pretty lit.
And
It's a workflow thing. Like,
I have 2 monitors at
it's
my
like-
work desk.
I love it.
I only have 1 monitor in the studio back here, but it's like as big as this table, so
Right.
and it sits this
Oh,
close to
that's
me, so
massive.
I
Yeah.
can see everything.
You're good. It's right. It's
Yeah,
right here.
if I need to put multiple windows up there, I definitely can.
Fantastic.
But yeah, double monitors is a huge deal. What did you do before you went into business for yourself?
I was basically a machinist.
Okay,
I
you did a little bit of oil field type stuff too, didn't you?
made a lot of like mud motor components for the first company I worked for.
Mud motor, what is that?
It's the thing at the end of. It's what holds the drill bit and drills the hole.
Okay.
So you blow mud down a string of pipe
Yeah.
into this unit, and that creates a rotational torque by the mud going through it.
Okay.
And then that turns the bit. And so I made like those components.
Okay.
And it was really super cool. Like worked for a super.
Are those the big like 3-wheeled
That's
things?
the bit.
That
That's
has
the
okay.
bit.
That's
That's
the
what
actual
you would
bit.
screw, and it has that big
The
tapered
little knobbies
thread
and then that big
the
thread on
other
the top,
side.
and you screw it into the bottom of the thing.
That thread was
Yeah.
one of my threads I cut all the time,
okay, I got you.
and that's
you
that's
cut those
exactly
threads.
how you screw them in.
Yeah, dude, I've seen
Yeah.
it. They fucking.
They're
By the
big.
way, fuck that work. That is not
Yeah.
the work for me, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
I was able to take so much from those threads, though. Like, a lot of my little components have that tech in them.
Okay.
And like the way that they either torque on a shoulder or a face, or
Okay. Yeah, because like you said, there's tolerances for threads and stuff too, right? Like I mean,
Oh,
all that stuff
massively,
has
yeah.
all that stuff has certain tolerances to where it's got thresholds. And
4
things
of
like
the
that.
threads I cut are proprietary. They're just specifically I made them up, and how
Yeah.
do you cut that repeatably?
Yeah, no
And
shit,
so I
right?
made little gauges.
Oh, Kyle must be here.
Yep.
Good. I hope she gets him.
Okay, so since Kyle's here, we'll start wrapping up, and we're almost an hour in anyways. So, let's see. Would both of you? This is another one for both of you. Would you guys recommend entrepreneurialism to others? Like, overall, is it a good idea or a bad idea? I mean, I'm not even necessarily that. Just like change of pace, kind of style.
Yeah. If you feel like, if you're not afraid to work, because owning your own business is definitely hard work.
Yeah.
Gabe and I put in, not only do I work full time, have my pet sitting on the side, am also in the shop with Gabe pretty often. He's doing that solely, but
if I'm there for 14 hours, she'll be there for 6.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
We're busy.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So we've had to get good at like working hard and resting hard, but if you have the drive and the passion to pursue something like that, go for it.
Yeah, if you want to work, right?
Yep.
Literally, if you want it.
If you
want it bad enough, it's attainable.
They told me I have progressive multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
And they basically told me you really need to avoid stress. They pretty much told me that my current position, being like a foreman, was too stressful, you know. But they were wrong.
Yeah.
And I thrive off of this. And like, without it, I wouldn't be me.
Sure.
And I would absolutely suggest that people go for it, because if you don't go for it, you just don't know, you know, and you're going to get tired, and it's going to be hard. And
a lot of businesses, I mean,
you got to learn to rest. Amy's good with that, because I would literally never leave the shop.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
I just kind of learned the hard way this year what stress can do to your body.
Oh man, yeah, I can
mentally,
I've been telling
emotionally, all of that. And so we have no problems with working hard and giving it 200% every single day, but we have to rest.
Yeah,
we have
for sure.
to rest to be able to continue to put. So
Yeah.
It's good.
Just be prepared to work.
Yep.
Work,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
And Amy's smart with having, like, it's a lot of stress on me for it to be the sole breadwinner.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, the fact that that when COVID happened, she went and is tag teaming it.
Yeah.
So much stress came off when it was, like, some stability in that.
Well, even having somebody else there, having another body in the room, like, can be a stress reliever, you know? Like,
for sure. It's daunting being alone.
It can, totally can be, man. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes when I'm working on mixes and stuff, man, it's just...
And I'm not alone. That's what's wonderful. And neither are you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a great thing. Great time to be alive.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you can take that multiple ways, I guess. Okay, last question. Since Kyle's here, we'll wrap it up. I want to ask you guys about, like, getting a small business license, too, because I know you had to jump through some hoops to go through that, right?
Super simple.
Super simple.
Is it easy?
Yeah, an LLC is like
LLC
$100 maybe.
50.
Oh, is it really?
I think it's 50.
$50.
52.
What about the insurance for that? Is that where they get you?
So what I know, the LLC, it is a limited liability. Like, there is some coverage in that. Personally,
Okay.
I went and got...
They can come after your business assets if you screw up, but they can't come after your personal assets.
Oh,
and
that's
as long
what
as
that
you
is.
keep them separate,
You're
you're in this pretty safe zone.
As long as you're not buying personal shit with your business money.
Yes.
Then
good.
there's business insurance. Like, I have a manufacturing insurance
Okay.
with a huge policy.
Sure.
and I did the same thing, like just a...
Because she goes into customer houses.
Yeah, so
and
you're
you
dealing
have
with
customers
people's
to
homes.
huge
and-
liability, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and to give them that reassurance. For me, since I rent my shop, I had to get insurance for his building, insurance for my machine, insurance for everything, and then the clients, you know,
For sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
What was the thing on here? Same thing for on the same line as insurance. Same thing for, like, obtaining a loan, small business loan. Is that more difficult? Any part of that process,
if you're gonna get a loan, you basically have to show that you're making money.
Yeah.
So, like,
But how do you do that if you don't have a business yet, right? Like, how do you get a loan to start a business?
I feel like that's
see,
a
if
loaded
you
question.
can save up enough money to put it into your business account and, like, start your business that way,
Yeah.
that's generally how it's done. They don't just loan money out for solid business plans.
See, that's
Well,
what I was.
and it's important
I can
to have
tell
good
you-
credit.
I was wondering
You
about
know?
that because I know back in the day, I mean, I took business
They
admin in
will
college.
and they won't.
Yeah, and we had to come up with a business plan and do the whole thing. Like, we had to
Yeah.
go through that process.
And if
so
you can prove it, and then you've got the contracts in place, and then you've got
a little financial backing of your own, maybe.
maybe
like,
a little
yeah.
cash flow,
Yeah.
then they might loan you some money.
I got you.
Might.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Harder to get one for starting out
they're
than it
doing
is to just have a
another-
business and apply for one for like a boost, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
you've got to be in business for a while before people will take you seriously.
Yeah.
And this is where our businesses differ because lots of
So-
overhead, and mine didn't have any.
Sure.
And
So-
like the machine loan, I'm actually leasing it
Okay.
with a $1 buyout
Okay.
at the end. So like I pay this lease the whole time and then purchase it at the end
Yeah.
for a really low cost, basically.
Okay.
I think there's some different lending options because of that.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So basically, the only thing that was loaned was the machine.
That's a
and then,
humongous. That's a humongous purchase, though, dude. Those machines
Yeah.
are insanely expensive. Makes sense because they're technological marvels. But
well, and we need it
it's-
to
say the
last
least.
for a
blows
long
my mind.
last for a long time. It's running right now.
Yeah.
It is.
That thing runs pretty much constantly, doesn't it?
If I'm
Always.
doing my job,
It's running all day.
And I
he
keep it
doesn't.
going.
He doesn't let it not run.
Switching bits, and that's
we
keeping
were
things
at
fresh,
the shop at
cleaning it out, and then
12:45 on New Year's Eve.
nice.
You
nice.
know that we like basically cheers the ball or whatever
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
change, and
Yeah.
then we headed
Well,
to the
go
shop.
change your
I was in
machine.
bed at like 9:45 on New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
dude. I'm past that stuff now. I'm just like, I don't. Seen the ball drop like 20 times. I'm good. It's not much different anymore.
Right.
It was cooler as a kid. I think it was just more exciting as a kid. Rolling
We
over
watched
year.
the Alexa is what we did, and it just
Oh, yeah. It
changed
counted
from
down.
59
Oh, did it?
to
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What is your if you could give one piece of advice to somebody looking to start their own business, what would it be? It's a tough one, but I figured it's a good way to roll off of this and kind of let people like experience something from your guys' personal side about like
I could say a
Write
bunch of
stuff-
sarcastic things.
Write stuff down. That's what I would say.
That's a
Write
big one.
things down.
write things down.
Yes.
Lists
Lists.
become goals.
Yes.
Okay.
I like
Have a lot of whiteboards.
Yeah, I like
Hung up.
Which he
whiteboards
does.
Whiteboards are great, dude. I
because
love
they're
them.
on the wall.
And they're
like,
erasable. You can just get one done, erase it,
and
put
you
a
can
new one
see
in.
it
Yes.
always.
Always.
I'm not a big fan of drawers, like my tools and stuff.
Yeah.
I find notebooks and planners to be the same way. Like if you like big paper for a song, it
Yep.
needs to be out
Giant sticky notes, man.
on the wall,
Yeah.
you know,
All the sticky notes.
because everybody needs to see it.
Okay.
You know,
I think that's sound advice. Write stuff down. I mean,
Yeah.
that I always have.
we thrive off lists.
There's a pad here. There's literally another pad on my desk back there. I have these little legal pads everywhere, just because you never know. Like you get an idea or something, it's just like, oh,
Well,
From
and I
left to
feel
right,
like-
you can do anything that way.
Yeah.
Like if
Absolutely.
you're Elon Musk and you want to change the way we travel to space, you start writing it
starts
down.
with a pen and
Yeah.
paper, dude.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
What do I need? This, and this. Well,
Yep.
how do I make this? It gets its own, entire.
Start formulating
Hard
plans.
drive.
Yeah, it's
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. Gotta go buy a terabyte hard drive. Recording a band.
I've told people though, like, if you're trying to design something and you can design a square that accomplishes what you need, then you're done.
Mm-hmm.
And you make that, and then you change the square to be better and better.
Sure. Yeah.
You
okay.
know.
Makes sense. Never stop. That's kind of my thing. It kind of comes
Never
full circle.
stop. Mhm.
Yeah, projects are never completed; they're just abandoned. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
especially if
absolutely.
you're the creator. And
So
that's not a
true.
bad thing. That's not a bad
No.
saying. It's just that you could work on something your entire life, but at a certain
Yeah.
point, it gets to a point where it's good for you, and then you set it aside and you move on, and you can
And I
always
think
come
it's
back to it.
important to create those as save points. Like I'd never go back and repolish one of my old knife builds
No.
to match what the new ones look like.
Right.
Because
Save point is that's a good term for that.
they were what they were.
It's a really good term for that.
Yeah.
Like I said when I was talking about listening to old mixes and stuff, I don't ever fix them.
Right.
But it's nice to go back and listen and go, oh, I didn't do that thing here. I know
Yeah.
this thing now, or
It's fun to watch
whatever
the
it is.
progress.
It's
too.
great. It's great. And just to think about, man, I used to be on a Tascam 4-channel tape recorder, just with a built-in.
I remember
microphone
what
and
you
just-
first brought over to my house.
that little 8-track that we recorded on.
Yeah. That was awesome.
That was all internal, and then we had to hook it up to a computer to get the CDs off of it or whatever.
So awesome.
That was so cool. Dude.
Recorded drums with like 1 or 2 microphones or something like that.
Basically had to have a mic for every instrument, and
Yeah.
we only had 8.
We had
so
8 channels, and that was it. And so it was like,
we-
how do we do drums? Kick drum to snare drum, and
Perfect.
the mics will catch everything else, you know.
It's pretty awesome.
And it's crazy. Some studios still record like that. Like, it's a good way to get a vintage sound out of a drum set, honestly. So
Yeah.
little things you learn along the way.
That's right.
Oh, for sure.
If I would have known more about EQing and mastering, you probably could have made it sound okay.
You wouldn't be you though.
That's the thing.
It's like-
the process, man.
Yeah.
You come a long ways, and you get to look at your work. So
I'm
so
looking
yeah.
forward to 10,000 more hours from now.
Yeah, no shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
to see what's coming next. I was just having a conversation with a girl the other day. Like, never in my wildest dreams would I ever think that, like, you watch music videos as a kid and you go, I'll never have an orange 212. I'll never have a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. I'll never have LTD guitars,
Completely
Pearl drum
ignorant,
sets,
right.
custom this, and then 10 years later, you look around and you're like, I literally have all of that stuff.
And you apply it.
Yeah, it's not unfeasible. It's totally not
Yeah.
unfeasible. And
Yep.
just like you guys said, if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen.
You make it happen.
That's really what it's about.
And it's out of necessity. You wouldn't have wanted those. You didn't want those things until you needed
Until I realized the value in them, and I was
Yeah.
like, no wonder
We-
these people use these things.
Yeah.
It's the best version
Skimped
of
a
it.
little bit and got the LTD for what, $200 or $300 less than the Les Paul.
Yeah.
Loved the sound.
Dude, those are the only LTD is like the only guitars that I play now. They
Those
are the
EMG
greatest.
pickups,
Dude.
man.
Even their non-active pickups are so good.
They
those
sound so nice.
Dude, I could pick up that black guitar behind me on the wall and throw it across the room, pick it up, and it would start playing. They're so strong.
It's a good guitar.
I have beat the shit
Please
out of
don't
my.
do that.
I won't. I would never do that.
Which you're actually, you literally can't do to a Les Paul. If you throw it, it goes like
Dude,
a
if
magnet.
you fucking look at a Les Paul wrong, it falls out of tune. Fuck Gibson. Gibson just bought Mesa. Did you know that?
Did they really?
Gibson bought Mesa.
That's frightening.
Talk about
They
a
don't
shit.
make amps.
Anyways.
Talk about a shit whirlwind of
Anyways.
fucking problems there. Anyways,
Anyways.
we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Thank you
you for
guys
having
for
us.
watching.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
We're gonna after we're done here, we're gonna get some B-roll of us like doing thumbs up so I can make a thumbnail for the thing. But Hathaway Knives. Look them up on Facebook. Wiggles and Whiskers. Pet sitting. If you guys need any of that coming up, 'cause I know
Taking
summer's-
clients, and
Yeah, summer's coming up, man. People are gonna be traveling, so
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love this, dude.
yeah.
Matt's podcast. What is your podcast called?
It's
Matt?
called the SSQC. It stands for Structurally Sound Questionable Content Podcast.
SSQC.
SSQC, and it'll
Okay.
I love
it'll
it.
flash at the beginning and at the end of the thing too. I always do my stupid little intros and outros. So,
Cool.
so yeah, again, thanks
All right.
guys, thanks for coming in,
Thank you.
and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Woo!
Woo.